I realize I need to make audio for my intro stuff. So, all right. Yay. I haven't streamed in a while, mostly because I've been busy. Work, life. I lead an FC and FF14, a lot of stuff. So, just, uh, just a lot going on. Anyway, I figured it'd be a great opportunity to just run around Occult Crescent. I finally did all the relic grind stuff, and a lot of times I don't wind up streaming FF14 because, in large part, it is kind of like my personal time. I am really trying to work on that and, try to balance my hobbies a little bit better. Like I draw, I write, not often, but those are things that I do. I've also been kind of planning doing some Final Fantasy XIV intro videos, like starting FF14 for dummies, that kind of thing. I know that there's a lot of content out there, but I just remember when I was really new to the game, how difficult it was sometimes to just peruse all of the crazy amount of systems and information and everything out there. So, yeah. All right. Well, we're just going to run around, just going to have fun, just going to be chill. Oh yeah, I was advertising my FC. We'll turn that off. We'll have to switch to my Occult Crescent gear. I'm supposed to be finishing up some art for like a project I'm doing with some friends. See if I'm lucky enough to get in a group or if I need to make it myself. Yay! I don't think I'll make it there, but let's try, huh? Thank you. I always believe it's important to be polite. I am such a sucker for exploration zones. I really enjoy them. I'm super excited that they're going to be changing the overworld. Oh, I didn't make it. Changing the overworld to have exploration zone like content, the whole world raids content. Like, I am here for that 100%. Sign me the heck up. Get to the other aetherite. Okay, I apparently also can't select the correct aetherite. So, this one. Heyo, viewer. So, the one bad thing about making content like videos and guides is it can really be a huge time sink, and I do have trouble just managing free time to enjoy my hobbies. And then, I always put my actual job and family first. Also, I don't know what's actually meta on how to do these random jobs. I just spam it. Oh, get out, get out, get out, get out. So anyway. Aha! I am so out of practice with actual rotations. I did Savage earlier in the expansion, but again, it's a time sink issue. You basically have to treat it like a second job, and sometimes I really struggle with that concept. But yeah, figured it would be worth it to do a little streaming. I don't know how long I am going to be streaming today. I'm off work, which is why I'm doing it at this time of day. I've actually got the internet technician coming out to look at my internet. It's been going in and out, which was a problem I had last summer. And I mean, I put in a mesh network and I did all this stuff until finally I figured out this wasn't any of my system. It was them. And so they kept checking it and they're like, hey, like, we can't figure out a problem. And I said, okay, well, can you just bring someone out? And they changed out some hardware in the walls and it still didn't fix anything. Well, then come to find out, had a dude come out. He looks at the utility box And the cables were melting inside of the box because it was so hot. Like, he showed me the cables, they were burning and melting. He goes, you know, these fiber optic cables, the glue they used with this, it's not made for this kind of heat. And right now we're having like super, super hot weather. It's in a metal box. It's right on like the southern part of our homes. So it just gets baked with the afternoon sun and the heat and everything. So he said, the next time this happens, just call us. You probably need new cables again. There's really no way of fixing this otherwise. So I called him and they said, hey, we'll be out between 8 and noon. You know, just keep your phone close by, which I have. So as soon as he calls, I'll have to like go offline. But at least I'm getting some FF14 content for eventual guides. I don't know how starting FF14 and using footage from Occult Crescent makes sense, but I don't know. I'll use it at some point, I suppose. I'm never quite sure. Like, I know I want to do stuff for the game. I want to do stuff for the community. I run an FC, but I just don't know what to do with it because so many content creators already have niches filled and they're good at it. I do not like watching people who are like super negative. So there's some streamers I am not going to name drop, but like I'm also a very positive person. So people will probably be like, oh, you're a shill for the game, which I guess I kind of am because I love this game. I've played it almost daily for 6 years. Even during like the dead content of post Endwalker patch content. That's when I did my Astro mount grind, and I did that for like 7.5, almost 8 months. Just 2.5 hours a night. I just did Mentor Roulette until I got it done. So there's always something to do. At this point, I've done almost all content for this game. There's some Realm Reborn Beast Tribes I haven't done, but that's about it. I don't think I fought this guy. This is probably going to be a disaster. We'll have fun with it. I do like the lore of the Occult Crescent. Oh, or it's Nier again. I like Nier. Oh, shoot. I really should have thought ahead and actually did like a how to start FF14 guide before the Switch players started. But thinking ahead, why would I do that? I like me some good grindy content. I know Occult Crescent isn't for everyone, and I do wish they would have done things a little bit more like Boja, but they did not. It's okay. It's just different. Eep. So yeah, finished the relic weapon last night. I really enjoyed that. It was nice, it was grindy, it did a lot of content that was current. It wasn't just tomestones like the Manderville ones. I have found something else about myself in recent memory. About like general consensus on things. Overall, I think my opinions are very milquetoast. Like, the things I feel about things is probably what your average person thinks. So like, I'm not going to say that in everything. But like, if I watch a television show and I go, oh, this is good, this is good, this is going to be big. A lot of times I'm right. Like K-pop Demon Hunters, I watched that and I went, oh, this is fantastic. This was made for me. So when I was thinking about how I felt like these relic weapons are really good and just the perfect level of grind, I don't know if that's the general consensus in the community, but I really felt like it was just a sweet spot. Really ought to make those Final Fantasy XIV guides. You know, it's not like I have an ulterior motive or anything about getting some actual in real life friends to play. Where are you? But yeah. So my plan now that I've got the relic weapon all done is I'm just going to grind Occult Crescent out. Disconnect. That's unfortunate. Oh dear. I wonder if I'm going to be safe long enough to pull this off. Am I lucky? Yeah. Oh, someone else got her. Oh well. I also changed my overlay this time around to make it just that my VTuber's on the screen along with the game instead of the crazy pink overlay. I like it, but I found that it just doesn't seem like it's that readable. So I actually had to rethink this, all these graphics I designed for this project I'm doing with some other friends. I'll probably have it be more simplistic than I initially planned. Yeah, I'm interested to hear about like everyone's favorite part of post-on-trail content. You know, I think the raids are really top tier, and I can actually speak to the Savage raids this time. Well, I guess the first 4. I thought it was fun, and I enjoyed it. And I did tell my friends in the prior static that I was in, I said, you know, come Evercold, I want to do it again. I just need to learn to... I have a massive problem when it comes to doing anything. I obsess about getting things done quickly, efficiently, and timely. So, like in this case, there was the patch. There was the last part of the relic weapon. There was the addition to Occult Crescent. And I know it's content that's supposed to be, theoretically, supposed to take you weeks, months to do. But whenever there's new content that comes out for the game, I feel like I just have to focus and grind it out. I have to grind it out and get it done because there's always going to be something else I'm going to have to do. So like when a new PvP season starts, I have to get through that PvP pass, you know, to get the special season rewards. I have to do it. I have to get it done. And then at that point, when I've gotten it done, then I feel like I can relax. And I wind up then, after the fact, sitting here thinking like I have nothing to do because I just grinded through 3 months of content in however many weeks it took. 3 weeks, 4 weeks maybe. I'm not as hardcore as someone who gets it all done in like a day and a half. Like some people on Reddit will post like, hey, I got the relic done like 5 hours after it goes live. It's like, you absolute mad lad. Did I get enough for good points? Yeah. Oh, sweet. I leveled up. Oh, when you see my VTuber move weird, it's because I have coffee. I'm drinking coffee. And I don't have any kind of hand tracking on this thing, so... I bet that would look really weird without knowing that there was a coffee. Pots! Thank you, friendly neighborhood people. We are going to probably skip this and try to go to where Pots is. I would like me some gold. Give me gold. Okay, so what else has happened since last time I streamed? It's been months. Like what, November? Has it been November? Oh gosh. It might have been. I will try to make a schedule for myself. I don't even know what I'm doing these days. Been working on some artwork. Mostly of my FF character, because a lot of times I'm not really motivated to finish an art piece, just for reasons. Like I was doing some generic merchandise stuff because I was asked to help out with a merchandise table next month, which I have nothing printed, nothing is prepared, and I don't know if I'm going to be doing it. Meanwhile, I went to my local Comic-Con recently, and luckily they did tone down the amount of AI art that was there. The first year they did this con, there was so much AI art, I was so disgusted. Like, my husband can't pick it out as quickly as I can, and so he was looking at a table, and he goes, "Oh, this is cool." I'm like, "Go, move. We are not buying anything from this table." It is clearly AI art. And I don't know, it just has a look. Some stuff, like, it is scary how easily it is to get fooled as the technology gets better. Hopefully we'll figure it out. I mean, you can't ever control what people do, but at least for now, you can tell and you can keep the people who are just scamming people out of their money out of the art tables. And anyway, so I was at this con and I'm looking around and I thought, oh man, like, there was a lot of artists who were tons better than me, and that was so inspiring to see. But also, there were some tables that the art, I felt like I was better than. And I really thought, like, I could do a table next year. I could do a table. But yeah, I don't know. Ooh, pots. I don't know. There's some times where I'm just super motivated and it's super easy to get through and be creative and do art. Mostly when I'm off work. Because gosh, when I get done, I just am so tired. I usually I can't create. It's like I got the most art done when I was off for surgery for a couple weeks, like a year ago. And I remember I asked my husband, I said, man, why can't I churn out this much stuff that's good regularly? He just looked at me like I was an idiot. He's like, it's because you're working. And I like my job. I can't complain about it. I'm a cardiovascular nurse practitioner, but it's just, mentally draining. I like helping people, like, don't get me wrong, 100%. I live for helping people, and I love to figure out what's wrong and fix it and make a difference. Like, that part is totally why I went into the field that I went into. Yeah, I got the pot. Far, far to the northwest. West. But, I'll try this. Yeep. So anyway, I like it. I really do find it fulfilling. But honestly, like, if I won the lottery and I had the capacity to do more creative work, I would totally do it. Which is why sometimes I'm like, man, if I do more content, if I can start earning a little bit of money on the side, if it's, that's the dream, right? For everybody. They want to be able to do the things they want to do with their time and to be able to make a living. I mean, that's the dream, right? I should probably, I'm going to move this because you can't see it. There. But, I'm not anything special. I'm not even a consistent streamer. But, there's still the dream. Maybe someday I can work on my creative stuff more. Yep. Northwest. I think I found one here before. How do I even get up there? Ah. Yes. Jump shark. There's so many eyes. I think it's around here somewhere. Immediately. Somewhere around here? Okay. Here. Right here? Yeah, silver, sweet. Okay, now what's going on? Is that CE going yet? Yes. That's okay. I love the music. Actually, I find it gets a little boring. It's really epic, right? All the time. I'd rather it be a little calmer. That's okay. So, any was it? Let me check something. Okay. Ooh! Nice, dude! Am I supposed to just spam it? I don't know. Oh, crap. Hey, I'm fine. Let's see. So what else am I hyper-fixating on besides FF14 these days? Oh my gosh. I don't know how much anyone who joins the stream is going to care about the recent Pokemon news. But I'm a long-term Pokemon player. I've gotten the Shiny Charm on multiple games, various amount of times. Up until the latest generation with Scarlet and Violet, I was a big Shiny hunter. I would just put something on TV and I would just hatch eggs using the Masada method. Just enjoy stuff like that. I like grindy stuff, you know. So anyway, the news hit, I guess it was yesterday, that they are closing down Pokemon Bank. So the ability that you had to move your Pokemon from the generation of games, Generation 6, basically. So at this point, up until the recent announcement, it was feasible to play a game Gen 3, so Fire Red, Leaf Green, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Gen 4, so your Diamond and Pearl and Platinum, and your Heart Gold, Soul Silver. You could do Generations 3 to 7, so Game Boy Advance to 3DS. You could move Pokemon to the current generation, as long as the generation was compatible with whatever you're trying to move. But it could go into Pokemon Home, which was their new mobile game, or mobile storage unit, and Bank interfaced with that. So they announced yesterday that they are going to not only be wiping out Bank next year, but you won't be able to move, so you won't be able to move things. Pokemon community on Reddit was really upset. I was really upset because I still have all my old Pokemon hardware. I have a Game Boy Advance, I have the DS, and I eventually wanted to basically take an Eevee from Gen 3 all the way to current gen and make it a Ribbon Master Eevee, like have almost all of the ribbons, because that's a challenge you can do. And why an Eevee? Well, because Sylveon's one of my favorite partner type Pokemon. Anyway, I guess I still technically have time to do it, because I think everything's shutting down in February. So I guess technically I have time if I decide to do that instead of something else, like playing FF14. But let's face it, I'm gonna still be playing FF14. I had a friend message me yesterday saying, "Hey, you want to play Pal World? I hear you like Pokemon." Oh, shoot. And I'm kind of weird in that I like Pokemon. I like Digimon, but I feel like those two are not, it's not the same thing. I know that people say, oh, you know, it's monster hunting and blah, blah, blah. They're completely different genres in my crazy, insane head. So, I deliberately kind of avoided Pal World just because, I don't know if anyone understands this. It's like if I have a game that I love in a genre, I don't necessarily feel like I need to play another game in that genre. Like, I have Final Fantasy XIV, so I'm not interested in playing any other MMOs. When I was a kid, I played Neopets, like, hardcore. like age 10 until I was like 18, 19. I was in college when my account got deleted. And it wasn't because of anything I did. There was some issues with cookie scrapers back then, and I think what ended up happening was I was actually playing Key Quest, if anyone knows what that was, from Neopets. And all of a sudden I noticed that my amount of Neopoints, like my currency in my inventory, had changed while I was playing it. And I'm like, what just happened? So I proceeded to go and look at my bank, and my bank was empty. All my stocks were sold. And I'm like, I didn't do this. This is not, like, someone's in my account. So I changed my password. I contacted the Neopets team. I'm like, my account just got hacked. My Battle Dome weapons are gone. Everything I worked for, like my whole childhood, was gone. And so then they wound up freezing my account for, quote unquote, my own safety. So then back then, so this is closer to almost 20 years ago now. Oh my gosh. So I tried for years, actually, to get them to reopen my account. I'm like, I didn't do anything. You know, it was closed for my own protection. I just want my account back. And I got my account back maybe a couple years ago because Neopets has changed hands. There's different staff. There was I think her name was Alice. She was a Neopets team staff member who was like really helpful for people in general. She got me my account back. But at that point, you know, I hadn't been playing in years, and it just felt like it was kind of gone. Like, I was glad that my pets were still there and I had that back, and it had a nice ending. But during that time, I had friends like, hey, you know, you ought to play this other pet game. You ought to play this other virtual pet game. You love Neopets, you should play this. And, oh, I have to go up the stairs. So anyway, it wasn't for me. Like, I already had played Neopets. I had this experience. I'm not going to go play something else that's like Neopets. Because whenever there is not a chest there, whenever I get into something, I kind of get hyperfixated and I get into it pretty hard. So like FF14, I am in this hard. I have all the lore books. I watch podcasts about it, and I watch streamers about it. And I just really enjoy all of that. I've been to FanFest twice. I love it. And I give my whole heart to something. And so it's just hard to do that with multiple things. So. Again, weird VTuber activity when I'm drinking coffee. Like, look. It's weird. Still no word from the cable company, dude. I hope the sound on this is working okay. I kind of tried to test it. So, any was it? But yeah, so I love this game, and it's really my comfort game. And you know, with everything going on in the world right now, and everything is just stressful and sad, and groceries cost a lot, and just everything, this is kind of my escape. It became my escape during COVID. That's why I started playing. You know, I'm a nurse practitioner, I'm working in a hospital, and COVID was happening, and you know, it was really hard because, you know, the media, some people didn't even believe. Like my father at one point said, oh, you know, I think it's made up. And I said, I'm in the hospital. There are people dying. Like, our ICU is full. We had to turn a whole floor into just a COVID unit, and nothing that we do, like, people are just dying despite what we do. And that was really hard to deal with. And that's why I started playing FF14. It was a way to communicate with some friends that I started playing with at the time, and just to have something to be interested in when we were, you know, stuck at home. When I wasn't in the hospital, I was at home. And so it's been my refuge away from sadness. So that's why I play. And I play because I love it, but It's my cozy game. I will say, though, one nice thing came from, well, I don't know, again, my attempts to be positive. So, we had theorized, like, with novel viruses, so like viruses that have mutated that humans had no resistance against, that, sorry, I have to think, that we theorized that viruses would self-select over time to become less deadly, because a virus has to use its host to replicate. And so a virus that kills its host too quickly is not successful, which is one of the reasons why, like, Ebola, unless it has some dramatic change, will never be a pandemic. It's too deadly, and when it breaks into a community from its host, which I think it's in some monkey, I don't remember exactly. Infectious disease is not my specialty per se, but it wipes through the community, and then it's gone. So in that way, it's a blessing, because it's not as dangerous as it could be. And that's kind of how COVID started. It started out really horribly deadly. It had a long incubation period where you had no symptoms. That's how it spread so quickly. People didn't know they were sick. You didn't need to have symptoms to spread it. Okay, can't get that guy. But luckily, over time, you know, it became less deadly. I don't know how to hit my buttons. Ah! I definitely don't know how to hit my buttons. Who has muscle memory? Not me. Shoot. I panicked. I panicked. Oh, thank you, Savage Core Breaker. That's an awesome name. That's an awesome name. Hey, one thing I have learned as I get older, be cringe. Be cringe and live for it. Live the life that is true to you. Who the heck cares what people think? Because most people in general don't think about someone twice. Unless, you know, they're close to you, your friends or family or coworkers or whatever. For the most part, most people in general will not think less of you unless you do something like horrible. Like if you're a jerk or... But if you're true to yourself, like I have let my nerd flag fly at work. People know that I am a gamer, and I have an Eevee keychain on my purse, and I don't have the capacity to talk and do these mechanics. There we go. And that's something I tell my daughter. Like, don't worry about what people think. Live your life. And anyone who's going to think less of you... Oh, I did that wrong. There we go. Anyone who's going to think less of you for anything that you do was going to find something to think less of you about anyway. So be yourself. Be yourself. Woohoo! I did it! I talked and did mechanics poorly. Yeah! Yeah, do it! Yeah, no one can stop you. All the anime girls. Yes! I've actually never played Black Myth Wukong. Is that what you're talking about? I haven't played it. Too busy playing FF14. Aww. Oh, it's okay. I actually wonder what people would do if I changed the background of my... I don't think I can actually change my work computer's background. I think it's like automatically done for me. I was talking about a monkey. Oh, was that during my healthcare COVID talk? Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I'm going to talk about healthcare. I'm sorry about that. Also, this chat does not provide medical advice. I need to put that like in the small text. Oh no. Side note though, can I just gush about how much I love that we have the old civilizations as part of this lore for Occult Crescent? Like, as a white mage main, I love me some Amdapor lore. So when I saw the golem / Sun Eater looking stuff, I was like, yes, give it to me. Ah! We're good. We didn't screw up yet. Hang tight, I'll screw up pretty soon. But yeah. I hope I haven't gotten to level 40 yet, so I can't progress the mission anymore. But I really hope we get some more meaty lore for this era. I really like it. Although I've heard some people already say that we don't know all of the other civilizations because there was like one for each god of the 12. It's the realistic, pragmatic mentality. That's what it is. I'm never gonna say I'm perfect. I'm not perfect. If you're here for epic, no screwing up gameplay, that is not this stream. This is messing up with positivity and joy is what this is. Right? Yeah, no one's perfect. Should be able to do this fate and then get to the CE. I really should have put a timer on my phone for North Pots. I forgot. Eep. Yeah, I feel kind of motivated today. I think I'll work on my script for how to start FF14 in 2026. Oh no! People are getting hit! Everybody run. Uh-oh. I got you. Oh, I didn't get it. Oh well. What about loose? I'm not gonna get them either. That's fine. This is fine. We did it. Okay, we'll just go back to base and go from there. Yeah, you know what? If you start with the Evercold launch, ultimately you have a lot of content to go through. Is it actually? This is fine. We'll just go this way. So there is a lot of stuff to go through in FF14, and I will warn you ahead of time, the first part of the game, A Realm Reborn, which is like the first 50 levels, is a drag and hard to ask people to go through. Yoshi P, the producer and director, has stated that they're working on making it better. I totally went the wrong way. Look this way. We don't know what that means. We don't know if that means story skip. We don't know if that means that they're going to completely overhaul. Oh, look, a coffer. We don't know, but Evercold is really shaping up to be a fantastic looking expansion. I am so ready. I just need them to drop dates so I can put in PTO. Math. Oh, sure. Okay. I double check my numbers, but so this is what I would recommend. If you want to start playing today, you can do the free trial. The free trial has minimal restrictions. You can play the entirety of the game up through Shadowbringers, which is one of the best expansions, for no money. Like, there is no money that you have to do there. Your main restrictions is I think you're limited to either 200,000 or 400,000 gil. I forget how much money you can technically hold. And that's obviously in the game to keep people from, like, just manipulating the market. And I don't think you can form parties. Wait a minute. I don't remember the mechanics of this. Oh, well, Viva Las Vegas. Here we go. Hey! I got lucky! Yes. But yeah, that's what I would suggest, especially if you want to play now. So yeah, minimal restrictions. That would be the first thing I recommend. Second thing, if you decide that you don't want to play with the restrictions, you want to be able to form parties, I think you need to have an active account to join a free company, which is basically like guilds, like in World of Warcraft, right? I think an argument could be made. Hold on, let me do math. 3. I think I have to do what's not... Yeah, I think I'm in the right spot. I think you have to do what's not divisible. Yeah! Okay. So free trial first. After that, the cost is basically the base game, and then you have a monthly sub after the first 30 days. I think it's cheaper to buy the starter edition. That might be $20 or $40 USD. I'm not 100% sure, and please double check my math on this. But I don't think that's worth it. How is everything that's not a cosmetic? What do you mean? So this game is, yes, it is played with a subscription. Now again, you don't need to do a subscription if you're just doing the free trial. So a lot of people will recommend stay on the free trial as long as you care to. I believe the subscription runs $8.99, the base subscription, $8.99 a month for the like entry level subscription, which I think limits you to 4 characters per server. So ultimately, that would be your cheapest option once you have purchased the game, because you cannot do the free trial if you buy the game, okay? And then if you choose to buy the game, buy the latest expansion, because that will get you all of the content that's available at that point. So I would recommend, if you are planning on buying the game, wait until Evercold comes out in January, because you should get your most bang for your buck at that point. When I started the game during COVID, it took me about 6 months of playing about 2 nights a week to get through the story. Or not 2 nights a week, excuse me. 2 hours a night, most nights of the week. But I was also duoing it with a friend. What we were doing is we were playing the game synced. So like we walked to areas together, we watched cutscenes together, we were on voice chat, and we did all that way. So that might have taken longer than someone who's just playing by themselves. I do think though playing it synced was a great experience, because it's almost like watching a movie with someone else. So yeah, start with the free trial until you decide you want in, and then at that point you can buy the latest expansion and then pay your sub. There are add-ons that cost more per month. So like, because I'm an obsessive nerd, I have the max amount of retainers you can have. Retainers are basically a stand-in for storage and marketplace use. So like, the lore there is you're hiring butlers basically to take care of your stuff. But those butlers expand your inventory, and those butlers allow you to sell things on the market board. And I don't remember what each one technically costs. Am I going to be able to grab? Nope, I can't grab any of the presses. Woohoo, we did it. Also, the Switch 2 threw a bit of a wrench in subscription. You don't need Switch Online to play it, but you do need a secondary sub, which is unheard of for any other platform. So, like, case in point, I started the game on PlayStation 5. I own it on PlayStation 5. I then bought it on PC. You do have to buy, like, extra platforms each time if you want to do it. So I'm totally a PC player now. I'm not going to buy Evercold on PlayStation 6. But I only have to pay one sub. If you buy it for Switch 2, you have an additional sub you have to pay because that's what Nintendo demanded. I don't know what that cost is or if you get a discount if this is your secondary sub. I am not sure. I'll look into that and maybe I can put up some info about that somewhere. I don't have a Switch 2 right now, although I do want to get one eventually for Pokemon Wind and Waves. I really don't know if my husband would, he doesn't know. He doesn't have to know. I was going to say, would he be cool with me paying a second sub? He doesn't have to know. I'm the one in charge of the money. Nah, I tell him. Don't keep secrets from your spouse. It's never turns out good. Unless it's a really fun secret. When I was going through my clinicals for being a nurse practitioner, I basically had to work for free. During the time frame, so I'm getting there. So we had no money. We ate hot dogs and ramen, and you know, he was working a full-time job. I was basically working a full-time job plus a part-time job to get through clinicals. And so like when I was in clinicals, I was doing 3 days, sometimes 4 days a week, full days, no pay. And then I would try to work whenever I could at my current job. I was a nurse in a cardiology clinic. I tried to work however much I could there, but my options were limited because, you know, they weren't open on the weekends and stuff. So yeah, we had virtually no income at the time, very minimal. And so I sold plasma for like 6 months. And I bought my husband an Xbox One with that money for Christmas. It was fun because I borrowed a box from my dad for like a power washer, and I put the Xbox One, and it was an Elite edition. I put that in the box. So when he opened it, I got a picture of just like the most shocked expression of his life because he thought my dad was giving him a power washer. And that felt super good. So that was one secret I kept from my husband. He did not know that. Oh no! Oh, I missed pots. That's what's happening. I don't think I'll make it in time. I love your icons, by the way. Those are super cute. Am I gonna make it? Oh, just tag it once. I don't think a couple of my party members are here. No, I didn't deserve to get that anyway. That would be super unfair. So yeah. I did get my husband to play FF14 for a short while. I just begged him. I said, just get through a Realm Reborn, and then once you start Heaven's Word, it's better. He got through a Realm Reborn. He beat Gaius and Ultimate Weapon and all this stuff. That's not, like, spoiler. You have no idea what I'm talking about. And after the fact, he's like, I do not like this. Do not make me play it. And I was so sad because I desperately wanted to marry him in game. Because you get like a special 2-seater white chocobo mount, and you have a whole ceremony. Like there's a whole wedding ceremony, and it's so cool. I've been to a couple weddings for some friends. I mean, I technically could make him log on to his character and then marry me, but there's kind of no point because he'll never play. And then I'm just like, you know, alone, kind of married. And then I did have a male gamer friend I used to do competitive Overwatch with that he played for a little while. And I was like, well, maybe I'll just marry him. But then he quit playing too. So I really love this game. I hyperfixate in general, but I love this game. I love it very much. I will say the storyline, so Heavensward's pretty good. I enjoyed it. I like Stormblood a lot too. But the experience of Shadowbringer's story and then Endwalker's story was life-changing. How do I put it? So when I was a young teen, and the very first Final Fantasy game I ever played was Final Fantasy X. And that game starts up, there's some really epic music, there's some full motion video cutscenes, which up to that point, I was like a Nintendo girly. I had never seen anything like that before. I was blown away. I was like, this is what gaming could be. And I played through the story, and in that way, that was life-changing because it told a story that resonated with me at the time. And I do believe it's true when people say your favorite Final Fantasy is the one you played first. So 10 has a very special place in my heart. And I feel like in the right time or in the right frame of mind, that's also what happened to me with the story of FF14 for Shadowbringers and Endwalker. There was a story being told that resonated with me during a time period like during COVID when everything seemed like we didn't know if tomorrow was promised. I mean, we never know if it is, but we didn't know if, I lived with this fear that I would bring home a deadly disease to my, at the time, 1-year-old child. And I had, aging parents who aren't in necessarily the best health, who were, staying with me to help with my child sometimes. My husband's pretty healthy. He actually did wind up getting COVID, but he was fine. And it was so dark to deal with that. And then I get to play this story that makes you face these dark aspects of life and the universe and gives you so much hope with that. I think that's the only way I can describe it. So that story made such an impact with me that it's probably made me a lifelong player of this game. Even during Dawn Trail, the current expansion, which was largely the least well-received expansion for the game since it kind of made its Realm Reborn rebirth, even then, it's not a bad expansion. I think the general consensus, and I believe this wholeheartedly, is there's some surprises that happen in the story for this particular expansion that they really told us too much about during the promotion part of the game. So before we even knew what was really happening, they kind of spoiled some stuff. And that was the wrong thing to do. So now they're keeping things much more close to the vest at this point. Plus, for Evercold, they're going to completely overhaul jobs. You'll still be able to play the current setup. Uh-oh, I made a mistake. But they're going to be bringing out a thing called Evolved Mode, which is going to change the way the game kind of plays to a point, which I'm actually really excited about. I'm ready for some change. So yeah, I find this game to be just a really good game that's worth it. And that's what I tell people. A Realm Reborn, the first 50 levels, the first part of the story, it feels like, why am I doing this? What is the point? Because it's throwing a lot of lore at you. It's throwing a lot of characters at you. You don't really know why you should care at this point. You don't really know who these people are. Yeah, lights and colors. That's the weird thing about an MMO. When you first see it and you don't know how to make sense of it, and I would say the same thing for like Overwatch and stuff. you don't know what it means, so it's gibberish. Once you get used to it, you start understanding what it is. And what I'm doing right now is level 100 content. This is endgame content. You don't start out doing this. Oh yeah, the multiplayer side is great. I have made friends in this game that I've actually gone and met in real life in several instances. So Final Fantasy XIV does FanFest before the announcement of a new expansion every time. So every 2.5 years. I've been twice now, so Vegas in 2023 and then Anaheim this last year. And I've gotten to meet people that I've played the game with, which has been awesome. I stayed in an Airbnb for FanFest this time with people in the Discord community /static that I was in. And then I run an FC, which is like a guild. I got to meet a bunch of members of my FC in a trip to Cleveland a couple years ago. Now, a lot of that's changed. You know, people come, people go. So really no one that's in my FC currently was the people I went and met in Cleveland. But, you know, that's part of life, right? Yeah, and what I'm doing right here is all what's called exploratory content. So they make a special zone that feels kind of like an old school MMO, and you just kind of grind in it. You get special gear, and you get your own progression. So like this knowledge level on the right, phantom jobs, you're progressing just little extra things that don't actually matter in the scheme of the game, but I find it fun. I find this grindy stuff to be really fun. So what I'm doing here is optional. The main draw of Final Fantasy XIV is the MSQ, the main story quest. And that's what I talk about with how much I love it. Of course I find it fun, yes. I don't know, like, I get the happy brain chemicals when I complete something grindy, you know? Although I do have that trait where after I do complete something that's challenging, I don't feel proud. I feel, well, you should have done that. Like, what are you proud about? That was expected of you. So that's my own hang up. I can't speak to anybody else about that. But yeah, the social nature of the game is nice. I kind of realize now that I'm sitting here doing all of this while talking that I do have a lot of muscle memory here that I don't have to think about. Which is good. That's what you're supposed to have. Yeah, we'll go this way. Yeah. So yeah, people can be pretty chatty, which is fun. Like you can kind of see in the bottom left. That's me not paying attention. Bottom left is the party chat. You can see where people are kind of just talking. I'm usually a lot more talkative in the chat. Huh. Oh no. Okay, we're good. But I can only like walk and talk barely. I'm talking to chat, right? Talking to the microphone, so I can't split my brain into two to have a separate conversation in the chat box. I'm really wondering if the cable guy's gonna show up because I still don't have a call. Meanwhile, I have work texting me. I am not there. Do I? We'll just go this way. If I don't make it, I don't make it. Huh. Oh dear. So that's the thing. You can take fall damage, which normally won't kill you unless you have aggro for a monster. Yeah, cable guy. That's just what I'm calling. My internet's having issues. So I had to call the technician yesterday, and I know why I'm having issues, because it happened last summer. The box, the utilities box, is getting so hot with the current weather, it actually melts the cables inside. It happened last summer, and we did like everything to try to figure out what was going on. Like I had new hardware installed, and I had set up a mesh network thinking it was my own issue, and I did all this stuff and realized that it was coming from my ISP, not anything with me, but they couldn't figure out what the issue was. So finally a technician came out, looked in the utilities box, and said, everything is burning in here. That's what's going on. So he's like, next time this happens, just call, you need cables swapped out again. So then luckily I called yesterday, and I just said, hey, this is what's up. This is what the guy told me last year is to call. Probably need cables swapped out. And they didn't even argue with me. I don't know if there was a note on my account or what, but they were like, oh, okay, we'll send out a technician sometime between 8 and noon. They'll call you right before they come, and we'll see about switching out the cables. So, but I really debated on streaming today because my internet kept going out yesterday. Like every 30 minutes it would hiccup. So far, so good. Not having issues. So giving me a nice grind session here in Occult Crescent, which is nice. How far am I to maxing this job? I have to get to level 6. Okay. So these are like little extra jobs that are part of this particular stuff I'm doing. And if I have these little 3 stars means they're maxed out. So I'm just kind of trying to max. I have a lot to do, but just for funsies. Yeah. I know, I'm pretty excited that my internet hasn't gone down. I was so scared when my internet was having as much trouble as it was having yesterday. I was like, I took PTO to do some gaming, and also it was to go to my kiddos back to school, like opening ceremony stuff. But I don't game much when she's home. I feel. Because she loves to game too, but I'm trying to teach her, like, you can't just do it all day. You need to balance things as I game all day when she's not here, because I'm an adult. But she doesn't really have the capacity yet to, like, balance that. She would totally just play Minecraft all day if you didn't stop her. And, so then, you know, when she's not home, it's usually just me and my husband go on crazy gaming benders, like back in her olden days. Yeah, she loves Minecraft. She's as obsessed with Minecraft as I am with FF14. Like, she has books, she has comics, she, like, has a little play set that actually looks like little Minecraft people. I mean, she's just all about it. So she is my kid. The hyperfixation is strong in this family. So I did joke with her at one point. I was like, you know, someday she's going to have a Switch too, because we're going to play Pokemon together. It's going to explode. We're good. So I might even stick her on the free trial. I don't think she's going to like it. She's a really good reader, and I think she would read all of this, but it's a lot. It's a lot for a kid. I have an FC member who, I think his kiddo started playing around age 8. So. Oh yeah, Minecraft is fantastic. I used to play it a ton. I had some online friends who, I don't know if it's still around, but there was this server that was, they did like a Hunger Games thing, and you would log in, and there would be the cornucopia, and you would run and fight, and then try to get weapons, and it was Fortnite before Fortnite existed, right? I really enjoyed doing that. That was good. I did make a realm for my kiddo for Minecraft, because I wanted, you know, her and her friends and me and the parents and stuff to be all able to play together, because you know, our friend group, we're all gamers and nerds and stuff too. And, oh yeah, I agree on the brain rot thing. I don't really know a ton about Roblox, except for the whole, like, they don't try to make sure their system is safe for the kids. But she asked me, she goes, I want to play Roblox. I'm like, no. And you're not playing the mobile games that have no quality either. Like, I will get you Mario, I will get you Zelda, I will, you know, but I'm not paying for mobile Barbie subscription. You have to pay subscriptions. That's more expensive than FF14 for the really dumb Barbie game. I was floored. I died. So when she brought it to me, because she wanted like the VIP stars or whatever, I was like, oh, well, you know, if it's a one-time purchase, you know, I'll pay the $10 or whatever for your one-time purchase so you can get that. No option for that. Like $13 a month subscription for mobile Barbie. I'm like, no. She wasn't very happy at the time. She's like, I want this. I'm like, well, you're not getting it. All right, got some little drops from that. That's fantastic. It's kind of funny, like, just, I don't know, I don't want to call it elitism because that's not, but it's like no child of mine is going to play slop games. You're going to play quality and you're going to like it. I actually debated on grabbing her Switch and putting like fire red or leaf green on it. She won't play it because it's not Minecraft, but I debated on it. Give her the option of experiencing a Pokemon game, right? But she did tell me, she goes, I'm not going to play it. Don't put it on my Switch. I'm just going to play Minecraft. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I don't care. You do you. Oh, it's so cute. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a mount ahead of me. Oh, they got off. It looks like a duckbill platypus. That mount drops in here, and I want it because it's so cute. I'm hitting the wrong button. I think standing here seems good. Oops. Let's see. Do I know anything else interesting about the gaming community right now? I never know anything about, like, the drama, so I can't speak to that much. Unless it's, like, official drama. Like, I did a deep dive. I don't even play Love in Deep Space. I did a deep dive on why the community is so mad. Because I wanted to know. It's like, how are people so angry about a new character? Because that's a whole thing. I spent, like, 20 minutes of my life researching it, and that's 20 minutes I'll never get back. But I enjoyed it the whole time because it's... I don't know. If I think about it, I'm just as passionate about FF14 things going on that I'm like, hey, it's kind of nice to read about drama that's not my game. Yeah, it's like, so Love in Deep Space is like an otome game. It's basically like a romance game for girls. And they brought out they were going to bring out a new character who apparently wasn't considered attractive enough, largely by the Chinese audience, I think. And people were very mad because they weren't making new content for the main characters, like the romance guys that they currently had. So it was a whole thing. I would have, I don't know. The new guy, Valko, is a werewolf. And I would have been into that. But I don't play the game, so not like I did download it because I was like, a lot of artists that I follow on Twitter and stuff were like, oh, you know, we're drawing art for Love in Deep Space because we like it so much. And I'm like, oh, so I'll check it out. You know, I'll do the free thing and see if it's any good. Yeah, I don't think he's coming out, though. It's like Valko is how you spell it. I think he got canceled. So that was a whole thing. No, the main character, so basically, like, when you start the game, you play as a female character, and you can design her to be almost however you want. And, it's like the stand-in for the player, right? Because it's an otome game. You're having relationships with the video game boys. So... yeah, I really don't know much about it either. I played it for like 20 minutes and it just was obtuse, and there's like a shooting mechanic, and I was just like, this isn't my thing. I tried it. I didn't like it. I also don't really play mobile games at all. I did download Digimon Up because Digimon is another like franchise that I'm crazy interested in. And it's largely an AFK game. Like, you just let it run on your phone and you just have to check it intermittently and do like some daily stuff. And I'm still in the mindset where I'm doing it, but once I fall off doing it, I mean, I'll be done. It's not that great. Right now, my only goal in the game is to unlock. So there's like an in-game chat that's really not moderated. Luckily, the people who play it are pretty cool, and no one's rude or anything. It's kind of nice, but you get different icons for your chat box based off of getting like half-maxed bond with each individual Digimon. And you only get like 5 points every 20 minutes if you're doing it like that. And it's the only way to get bond. You basically just have to hit a button every 20 minutes. But the game drains your battery. So I don't play it a ton. Maybe like 30 minutes a day, if that. I feel like I'm ruining my battery with the game, actually, because my phone isn't even a year old yet. And I wasn't needing to charge it at all midday, even with like pretty moderate use, because I use it for work and stuff. And when I run the game, even though I'm not really paying attention to it, it's just sitting on the desk doing its thing. My battery drains so much quicker, and I've had to charge midway through the day, and I don't know. I feel like I'm ruining it. With the way the current hardware, RAM, everything crisis is, we're not buying any hardware until things have chilled out. Yeah, I'm American. Like, I feel very blessed because I built my computer. No, I don't use iPhone, I use Android. I'm like one of the few people that I know that doesn't use an iPhone. Yeah, most Americans do. It's definitely the winning brand for the majority of people, but I don't know. I know enough about computers to be a nuisance, and I like that Androids are a little bit more, how do I put it, less walled garden than Apple's stuff. You know, for better or worse. But yeah, I built my computer right before everything just went insane. And it's a pretty middling build. I feel like I could have gone for a better GPU at the time, and I would have had more RAM had I not had a weird compatibility issue with my specific motherboard, the specific RAM I had bought, along with my specific CPU. I only found out that that was an issue because I couldn't figure out why I was getting this huge RAM error. One other person on Reddit had the same issue, and they were like, it is a weird incompatibility issue that PC Part Picker won't tell you between those three things. And the answer is you just have to get different RAM. So I actually wound up buying, I think that's Corsair, isn't it? Yeah. I bought Corsair RAM instead, and I had to buy 32 gigs. I love Reddit. I know it's helped me out so much when I was building my PC. So because I have a vanity build, it's a fish tank all white build, and I have pink LEDs, and I put fake cherry blossoms inside the case. So I had decided if I was going to build a PC, it was going to look exactly like I wanted it to look, even though that meant I was paying more for the white parts, right? I'm really glad that I did it. But like I said, I feel like I could have probably done a better GPU at the time. Now, I'm not paying the money for it, but because I did an AMD, I think it's a 7800 XT, and honestly, like it works fine. FF14 is not very graphically intensive, and that's predominantly what I play. I wanted the option of playing other PC games, which I have. I bought a lot of things on Steam. I'm not paying any attention to these mechanics, so I'm totally waiting and seeing where everyone else is going. So yeah, so the gameplay of FF14, when you do these raids, it's largely like doing a puzzle in real time. It's fun. Oh, okay. So I bought a bunch of old games that I used to like playing for like preservation reasons. I feel like even though I am totally on board with physical media, I believe that digital media can be taken away from us by corporations pretty easily. Steam has never shown us that they are doing that. So I felt like it was a safe bet to buy some things on Steam. So I bought like Final Fantasies 10, 10-2 remasters. I have Final Fantasy the Tactics remake on there. I have Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, because that was one of like the games that was my jam back when I was younger. What else do I have? I have a lot of things. Cyberpunk, I haven't beaten that. I just started it, but I have to be in the right mindset for it. What else? I have like 30 games. I don't know, I'll have to check out and see what all it was. I'm gonna mispronounce it, but the visual novel Clannad. I've always wanted to play it because I really like the anime. I have Digimon Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory and the one that just came out. I forget the name, but it's this Digimon story game. I did stream that a little bit. I didn't stream the whole thing. I don't think it'll change. Let me check. I'm actually going to pull up my Steam so I can show you, even though it's not going to pop up on the stream because I don't have it set up that way. So I have Baldur's Gate 3, which I have beat. Cities Skylines, I play sometimes. Expedition 33, I did play and beat, which was probably one of my game of the years. Cyberpunk, Hogwarts Legacy, I haven't beaten it. Elder Scrolls Skyrim, because recently I was like, man, I really ought to play the main story quest of that. I have never actually beaten the main story of Skyrim, even though I played it a bazillion times. Mass Effect Andromeda, and the Legendary Edition. I'm a huge Mass Effect girly, so Okami, Persona 3 Portable, Roller Coaster Tycoon, because it was on sale, and that's my jam there too. Star Wars: The Knights of the Old Republic, Stellaris. That's mostly it. Yeah, it's a lot, and I don't play any of them. I'm like your typical person who spends way too much at Steam and then doesn't play it, has a huge backlog. But like I said, in large part, I bought the games that I bought as almost like a time capsule. And I wanted to have the games hopefully forever. And I felt like PC was kind of the way to do that. I feel like Steam's ecosystem is pretty gamer friendly. And I think as long as Gabe Newell is the leader of Steam, we'll be okay. Who knows what's going to happen, though, in the future. I did know that there was some ruling in China saying that your game library, your digital game library, can be inherited. Which is good, considering people are spending so much money on their digital game libraries. But yeah, that was kind of my other thought, too, was I'm going to have a bunch of games that my kiddo could play. Yeah, I will say, in terms of, like, gaming ecosystems, I will not be buying a PlayStation 6. I will not. I am so disgusted at what Sony is doing. And, you know, it's sad because my household has always been a 2-console purchasing household. Me and my husband both would get PlayStation. So we both had a PlayStation 4. We both got a PlayStation 5. We would have both gotten a PlayStation 6, maybe even a third one, because at that point, our child might be old enough for not just a Nintendo console, right? Playing something together. We're not doing it now. The loss of physical media, the loss of that autonomy, we're not doing it. And especially with how much it's probably going to cost. Right now, current hardware prices, and I cannot wait for the bubble to burst because I'm hoping RAM will be dirt cheap, although it probably won't be. I mean, I'm not spending $1,000 for a PlayStation 6. Especially 2 or 3 of them. Like, no, they're insane. You know, if I'm going to be spending that kind of money, I'm building a PC. And now that I've built my own and I know what I'm doing, I have, oh yeah, 100%. I would say, you know, plan your build, PC part pickers, go for something mid-range, buy your pieces a little bit over time. And I think, like, just try to wait to see if we get a collapse of that RAM cost. Because I will say I'm not the smartest person in the room, but I pattern recognize really easily. And I really do believe that the AI bubble is going to burst sooner rather than later. Now, I don't know what that's going to mean for RAM prices because they're not churning out additional amounts of RAM to like make up for the shortage, right? It's still a very controlled rollout. So that even if the bubble bursts, I don't know if RAM's going to flood the market that consumers can use. I really don't think it will. But I'm hoping that in the next couple of years, things will calm down and be a little bit more reasonable. I don't think we're going to go back to 2023, 2024 prices anytime soon. But also because of this price bottlenecking, people are not going to be upgrading their hardware, which means that there won't be a need to upgrade your hardware. You know, if it's not reasonable for your average person to have a certain, I was just going to say benchmark, the game industry is going to just try to get the most out of what is currently standard as possible. And ultimately, that's going to be the best for the majority of your people. But yeah, I really feel like PlayStation, you know, Microsoft's failure and there no longer being actual competition with the console wars has shown that Sony is not going to be pro-consumer. They think at this point it doesn't matter. And they are going to try to eke out every penny they can out of people. And I think that's the way it works in our current market, right? Unless there's a reason to be friendly to the consumer, they're not going to do it. And I mean, you know, reason being maybe competition, you're going to lose business to your competitor. And if there's no competitor, do what you're going to do. So yeah, I don't think my husband is quite on the PC train yet, but he might be. And I even told him, I said, I will build you over here. This is a safe place. I got to look for the crystals that are not going to hit the wall. Anyway, I mean, he's planning on keeping the PlayStation 5 forever. And you know, when you're a parent, you also don't churn through the games like we did when we were younger. We used to, back with, during more of GameStop's heyday when we were younger, we would buy games and sell them back, and buy games and sell them back. We had a bazillion points, and it was a great system for us. And I mean, so that's also kind of the same thing. We weren't the kind of people, we're the kind of people probably that Sony didn't want having as much free reign as we did, because we bought a lot of used games and we sold our games back a lot, unless there was something that we really loved and we would keep it. So like, I have all my old Pokemon games from like every generation, which unfortunately now is going to matter less since they're getting rid of the compatibility with home and stuff. But anyway, I have it. I just always felt like it was a good idea to keep those things. Now, granted, I didn't keep a lot of older consoles for a while. We did recently go back and purchase an old PlayStation 2 and an N64 just to have. Oh yeah, don't even get me started on Pokemon. I can turn this into a Pokemon stream pretty easily. But, you know, it's never too late. The new games that are coming out for Switch 2 next year look like they're probably pretty good. And I will say, as a Pokemon fan, a lot of the strength of the brand is nostalgia, and if you don't have the nostalgia, you're definitely going to see through all the issues of the current games very quickly. A lot of graphical issues with gameplay, poor optimization, but Pokemon has a lot of nostalgia for people, so it gets very personal for fans sometimes. That's a whole drama thing too. Going the wrong way. Oh, that was fast. I don't fully understand what they're talking about in chat. I don't know what PEXP is. Oh, Phantom experience for the Phantom jobs. I just had to say it out loud. Oh, yep. That's why I play controller. Plus, I have always been more of a controller person. It just makes a lot more sense to my brain. I would say if you're used to playing mouse and keyboard, you know, play with that setup. But FF14 is extremely controller friendly. If I understand correctly, the Japanese player base by far uses controller over mouse and keyboard. It does make it a little difficult when I want to like type in chat. I have to put the controller down, but I'm pretty used to it now, so it's not like it's an issue. And then if you do play on console, like PlayStation 5, I did not pay attention to where all those went. I'll follow this dude. So far, so good. Yeah. I forget what I was saying. It's very controller friendly. Oh, if you do play on console, get yourself a wireless keyboard. In general, people do use the chat box, and it's just easier to have, and it's not bad. Even when I did it on PlayStation, I just had the wireless keyboard in my lap, and it was easy. Don't use the PlayStation's like keyboard. It's so clunky. That person's gonna lose their pot there if they don't go do it. I got time. Yeah. I just, I really didn't do a lot of PC gaming for the most part in childhood. It was mostly console gaming. I mean, other than like, I don't know. I played Morrowind on computer. Oh, there's like no one here. Oh, we might skip this. The scaling in Occult Crescent, it pays attention to how many people were doing content, and it will scale for that. So if everyone went into Fork Tower, which is what's happening, it's a special like dungeon that you can do. I'm not high enough level in here to do it yet. Then it scales for that. I am afraid though. I guess I'll go because the rest of the party's going, but it's gonna be probably long. But yeah, I played Morrowind on PC, and not well, very clunky. For the most part, it's been controller. I think I'm going to plan on stopping the stream probably in a little bit, just because I am getting closer to the end time period where the internet technician is supposed to come out. So ultimately, I mean, I should get a call any time. So, but I've enjoyed doing this. I need to remember that this is fun. Yeah, it's true. Sometimes I like to go into first person and just kind of look at everyone. I like to do that in the non-combat areas, like the cities and stuff. I love the characters, and everybody can get so detailed with it. They're doing some character customization updates in the next expansion, and that'll be pretty darn cool. More of a color picker for skin and hair. You can layer things like face paint and tattoos. It's going to be cool. But yeah, zooming out during content like this is, you kind of have to do that. Looks like we're doing pretty good on damage here. So like, I know what it's going to do based off either its own activity or the skills that are going on in the top part of the screen. So like when it said like far flung energy or something like that, it's like, oh, well, it's going out. The damage is going to be out here. Most of the time, the game will telegraph stuff where you can make a have a reaction in a reasonable amount of time. And like I said, you get used to it. Oh, I did not strafe fast enough. See, there was the eye. I wasn't supposed to look at it. And you can see that I wasn't facing it. But the game does have a little bit of a snapshot issue. And that's just the way the game is. So I was just a little too slow. I don't want to say it's a snapshotting issue. It's an actual fundamental part of the code. I'm gonna try to heal everybody. Oh, I was not in that. I was not in that either. Ah, click it. Yeah, it's not the game's fault. It's my fault. It is my fault. I mean, that's something I had to learn doing competitive Overwatch too, right? Like, it was really easy to get tilted and blame the game for something, and ultimately it's like you can't control the other 5 people on your team. You cannot control the enemy. You can only control yourself. That's what I tell my kiddo when she gets mad at something that happened in game. I'm like, you cannot control anything except your own self. So don't get mad at it. Just learn how you can do different, how you can do better. One thing I like about healing is I love that option where I can get a clutch heal in and someone doesn't die. There's also another fun thing that healers can do. I think specifically just white mages. There is a skill called Rescue. It's that little like swirly yellow thing. It's considered to be inappropriate to use unless you actually need to use it, because you physically move whatever character ally you target to your location. So sometimes you can do some really clutch saving of your allies. That always feels great. But for the most part, you don't use it because, you know, you're taking the autonomy away from that player, right? You're moving their location somewhere else. So I usually only do it if I see that they're going to get hit by something and they're not moving. Because, just going to go where everybody else is because I wasn't paying attention again. Let's see, can I grab this guy? For anyone outside of my party, I usually grab the mouse to click them because it's easier to do than going through controller. Nice thing about someone in your party, you just use the D-pad, go down, go up, and you can select people. But for people who are not in your party, then it gets harder to do that. All right. Well, I think this is probably a good time to end it. Stream for about an hour and 15 minutes. And honestly, I do think the cable guy, the internet tech will probably call. Plus the party's fallen apart, so probably almost going to be time for a new instance. But thank you so much for joining. Yeah, I really enjoyed talking with you. Thanks for watching. Like I said, I'm just a small streamer. I do this kind of randomly. I don't have much of a schedule. I just do it for fun. So anybody who joins, I'm always happy just to have the company. So I hope you have an excellent day. And, you know, if you do pick up the game, just have fun with it. Definitely do the free trial first. That's what I recommend for anybody who wants to start, because you can get all the way through one of the best expansions, Shadowbringers, before you have to pay anything. So I recommend doing that if just because think of all that content for free. So anyway, thank you so much. Have a fantastic day, and hopefully I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.